Hey, hey.
Cause he keep on making a way. How you doing?
How you doing? Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, we are here, people, with, Next Gen NYC. Remember, we are recapping on both of our channels. We truly appreciate y'all. If you know Royaire, and that's why you're here, or if you know me, that's why you're here. Either way, vice versa. Go to both channels, hit that like button, subscribe, because we need y'all for both of our channels. We are really trying to grow both of our platforms. We love doing this collaborative effort. We love just, being here together because we actually have a lot of fun doing these recaps. That's why we don't mind, whoever's here, we're going to do what we're doing. We're going to do it to excellence because we really love doing these recaps together. We love doing shows together. And I'll just do a little side note really quickly. On YouTube, a lot goes down with different content creators. It's almost like this unspoken battle amongst everybody. And, one thing I love about Royaire is we don't get involved in it. We don't do it to each other. I feel like everybody, there's so many channels on the YouTube platform. Everybody could win.
Yes.
Everybody could win. So there's no need for us to be at each other, but the easiest collab I've ever had has come with Royaire. This collab because we be laughing all the time. We be having a good time. We have fun together. Even our offline conversations is never tension. Love you back, girlfriend. Is never tension. We just really have a good time with each other and we support each other. And a lot of times we call each other about stories or we text each other about stories. Like, oh my God, hurry up and do a video. Did you see what Diddy did?
Listen, honey, if our Instagram chats ever got released.
Oh my God. It would be cray-cray. It would be cray-cray. But we'll always, support each other. And we do a lot of the same stories because really, listen, all the YouTubers in this sector, we all do the same story. So it's really about how you like the person that deliver it or whatever the case may be. That's really what it's all about. But we're always grateful when y'all come to us, right? And y'all hang out with us here for this recap. So this is Next Gen NYC. They did 8 episodes, and I'm 8 fabulous, amazing episodes. Okay, fabulous. Okay, I was here for every single episode. Every single episode, they gave us low-key drama. And I kind of like the low-key drama. Not all this heavy stuff, not you cheap, not you can't afford this, not you can't afford that. It was like low-key, real-life drama. Like, girl, I called you a B. Like, get over it. Like, stuff like that. So, so I like low-key drama like that. Yo, why you ain't showing for my birthday party? I think you lying. Like, it was like low-key drama and was here for it and loved it. So this is season 1, episode 8, Gutter Balls and Breakup Calls, okay? And it's a recap with yours truly, Royaire and Diva, okay? Next Gen NYC, we're here for it, and we will recap it forever now on, as long as this comes on our TV show, okay? And we're hearing that there's going to be a Next Gen LA, and guess what? If it is, we will be recapping that also. So we will be on hiatus until some of our other shows start. The Braxtons are coming back. We're doing that. See how Diva pronounced the word episode. And listen, Sasuke, here's the thing. I am doing behind the scenes, my little reading skills and all of that, but I also don't mind if y'all genuinely help me out and say, no, girl, this is how you say XYZ. But I love y'all because y'all love me back. But anywho, we will be doing the Braxtons. We will be doing Potomac, Married to Medicine. There's some other ones coming up. I forgot for a year.
The Braxtons, Married to Medicine, Real Housewives of Potomac just wrapped, so they should be coming up here soon. Yeah, and then I've been looking at some new stuff too that's out. The people loved Love Island. So
that show.
I said I was gonna, see what that's about and just, check it out. I haven't watched any of the season yet, but when I tell you, Diva, I seen watch parties for this show, like people going out to events to have a watch party.
My son did too, and I'm like, yo,
really?
And he's like, oh, I'm going over to
Love Island. I'm so weak.
was weak too. And then that couple that everybody, I guess, loved. Like I said, I didn't watch it, so but they said that wasn't, the guy wasn't being authentic. And my son said that. So the guy he's I think he's Dominican. The girl was black, and allegedly he was calling the girl the N-word behind her back, and it's supposed to be his love interest. And he told her he only did it for money.
See, that's why I would never do no stuff like this, because
you don't know if the people genuine. You up there falling in love. You up there falling in love.
Emotions. And see, this is how people come up missing.
That's that part right there. That's how people snap. You up there, you falling in love, and they don't really like you behind the scenes. Like, we'll see. We'll see. But anywho, let's get into this next gen, because this particular last episode, it was everything.
Everything.
It was everything. So you want to go ahead? What you got to say, Royaire? So
welcome everybody in the building. Welcome one, welcome all. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to both channels, and make sure you share. Let the people know we are recapping the season finale of Next Gen NYC, and we can jump right into this. So we are on episode 8, season finale, Gutter Balls and Breakup Calls. Okay. Ooh. This was so good, Diva. I totally enjoyed this. So we are coming back from Brooks's birthday celebration. You know, we all went down to the Jersey Shore for the weekend to celebrate Brooks's birthday. And it was a lot. We had a lot going on, okay? We had a fight, you know, every night, pretty much.
Every night.
People were intoxicated. You know, we was questioning people in their mind, you know, if they stupid or not. You know, everybody was jumping in everybody's business and accusing people of doing things that everybody else is doing too. I mean, it was a lot going on, okay? So, you know, we wake up the next morning, because if you remember last episode, we ended off on Riley, Georgia, Ariana, and Shy. They all had a little argument over privilege, okay? And so that got out of hand. So Gia, she wakes up the next morning and she decides that she's going to make pancakes for everybody and breakfast. Now, Mama does not know how to make pancakes, but, you know, I guess she's going to figure out the recipe and come up with something for us to eat in the morning, okay? Ariana and Riley, they are texting back and forth, you know, checking on one another. They did apologize to each other, you know, just for kind of how things went down. You know, Ariana really feels that she's made a great friendship with Riley, and she doesn't want to do anything to ruin it. She also felt that she maybe should have stayed out of the argument and had Riley's back, or only come in if necessary, you know, if Riley asks for backup. So, you know, I really love that Ariana, she seems to be a type of person kind of like how I am. And I feel like we both are too, Diva. We're very reflective about the things that we do. You know, once we kind of make choices, we got to think about them and be like, was that the best choice? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. So it's good to see that she's very reflective about, you know, what, you know, she does and how she comes across and things like that. So they're, you know, getting over their argument from the night and getting back in a better space. Everyone shows up for breakfast fully clothed today, okay? You know, the other day, Georgia was walking around half naked with no clothes, but everybody got their clothes today. Brooks decides to get up as breakfast is being passed out and give his little speech. He wants to thank everybody for coming. You know, he said he knows that we are a big friend group and we have a lot of issues and drama and problems, but it's great that we can come together and, you know, spend time with one another. And he was glad that everybody came to celebrate his birthday, except for Ava, okay? Now, Amari wanted to know what was wrong with Riley, because Riley was very quiet at the breakfast table. She didn't have anything to say, okay? And so Ariana said, listen, I would love to hear what you got to say. Gia also said that she, you know, respects Riley. She understands, you know, where Riley is coming from. And just like Riley tells her, sometimes you can come off a little harsh and you can say things a little hardly, you know, she was feeling the same. So it wasn't a dig at Riley, is what she tried to explain to Riley. Riley, you know, understood that, you know, sometimes she does not have the best delivery. She could be a little harsh sometimes in her opinion, but everybody begged for her to give her opinion. Riley had something to say. She thought about what she had to say, and then she said, no, I'm not going to say that. And then y'all begged her to say what she was going to say, and then got mad when she said what she said. I was confused. I was
and then y'all all in the confessional said the same stuff behind her back.
And then want to say, well, maybe Riley was right. You think? So, Georgia didn't explain that it would have been good for Riley to pause, and think about what she said before she said it. And then, the thing was, Georgia asked for feedback. You asked for honest, real feedback, and she gave it. And so Amari had to kind of remind Georgia, listen, you did the same thing with me in my Ozempic shot. So we brought that up again. So you really don't have no room to talk about how people need to think about what they say before they say it, ma'am. Okay. Let's see. Gia said that, everybody wants, Riley to say how she feels and be who she is. Don't hide who she is. And so, Christian, her boyfriend, stood up and said, well, hey, I don't feel like she need to watch what she say. If you don't like what she said, don't be around her. Period. Point blank. And I said, well, all right, Christian, put a check on it. And Gia had nothing else to say. Riley said, well, I watch how I speak going forward, and she's going to try to do better, but it seems like if she says something that's not okay, if she doesn't say something that's not okay, she's just not exactly sure how to solve this problem. But she did apologize to everyone yet again. She apologized to Georgia, and so we moved on from that. Riley did get a little emotional during that moment, and I love the fact that Brooks got up to go give her a hug and to comfort her during this time. Ariana, that would have been a great time for you to get up and comfort your friend as well. You do love to hug on Riley, as you said.
You better talk to the people, okay?
Better, okay? So everybody went ahead and left the table because there were some seagulls coming to attack everybody. So they packed up and went on in the house. Everybody got packed up and was ready to go home. Omar and Georgia are now exclusive. She shares that with Charlie. Charlie and Georgia are ready to go. Brooks is taking his sweet time, getting ready, talking to himself in the mind. And I love Brooks's little moments where he just be in his head doing his own thing. It's hilarious. It looks like the group decided that Jersey Shore is not the best place for them to visit because every time they come to the Jersey, ain't that down there where you at, Auntie? They said they come down there and they get to acting a fool. What's in y'all water? What's in the water down there?
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. They act a fool.
What's in the Jersey water, girl? But, they stopped at a gas station because the people wanted some snacks. They had a little ride home. Well, Georgia and Charlie, they were ready to go. They were tired of waiting. And so Georgia decided to call Omar, to see if he would get them a car to get them back onto the city. And so he said yes. So they called a car. And so, Riley brought up again. So, we talked about privilege the other day and you said you were not privileged, but this is definitely a privileged move, calling your boyfriend because you're too impatient to wait for everybody else to get back in the car so we get back to the city. So now apparently the group is all back again, not really caring for Charlie. Now they're seeing that Georgia's kind of back on Charlie's side too. So they ain't really paying too much attention to these two. Okay. So that was the end of that first scene. And you can give your thoughts on that if you want, if you're ready.
Yeah, I give it up to Riley for being able to hold herself down in this group. Not Jersey is a special kind of place. I give it up to Riley for being able to hold herself down in this group because these were the microaggressions we saw that they showed us, right? Imagine things that went down that they cut out. So I feel I commend Riley, but I also feel for her. And although we saw her hold herself down, she talks often and will, about how, she goes to a therapist or whatever. I hope this is not detrimental to her health because reality TV is not for the faint of heart. And reality TV can even mess up somebody who's pretty straight in the head. So can you imagine if you're not, like if you're have a little leeway there? But
when we see them with Katie from the Real Housewives of Potomac, she's a perfect example.
She's a perfect example. So I she's right though, and I feel like this. Well, let me see how I'm going to say my words. Well, we family. I'm gonna just come out and say it. I feel like when you straight up with your words, and you're a black girl amongst a group of others, you're always going. They always look at the black girl as being angry, too loud, talks too much, or whatever the case may be. And I felt like Gia was giving Riley that generic title of being the loud black girl who just talks too much, doesn't know when to shut up and all of that. Because all of them was saying the same thing as Riley. Riley says it to your face. They the behind you. They confessional gangsters.
Yes.
All of them, Charlie, every last one of them in the confessional said the exact same thing that Riley said to George's face. Yeah, she does need an ally beside Ariana. But you know what, Sasuke? We found out yesterday that her sister, Kayla, was on the show, did stand up for Riley, and they edited that out. So they don't want Kayla on that show because then it will really be some smoke.
Hello.
They will get now. They never give us reality TV. Because Caitlin said she stood up for her sister and they didn't show it. But you are right. She does need a buddy outside of Ariana. And I think Ariana's a sweetheart and she loves her. But I think she, she flip-flops on her. But in addition to her needing a buddy, and I'm saying this respectfully because I already fell in love with Riley because of this show, but I think she needs to pull back on the drinking. I feel like she's using the drinking to help her cope with being in these social situations that maybe give her anxiety. But I think that is not the best thing to do. She needs another coping mechanism, and perhaps this therapist needs to talk to her about another way to calm her nerves when she has to be in social situations, because Riley is very well spoken. She knows how to use her words. And even in the midst of her being tipsy, she didn't get it. Mean League with Simmons was supposed to be on the show, but dropped out. Oh, that's interesting.
That is definitely interesting.
But too late to drop out after Mean dropped out. Oh, well, thank you, Sasuke, for giving us it. That would have been a show. I wonder why she dropped out. Remind me, is Ming the one that crashed out on her dad?
That's Aoki. Oh, that's Aoki. The older sister. Yeah.
Oh, so then Ming would have been good. Why did she drop out?
To me, just based off of what I've kind of watched about her, she just is not that girl. She's not in your face, doing all that. Yeah, the drama, all of that. That's just it doesn't seem like her. Yeah,
That would be interesting to see.
Aoki would have been great on this show. Now she would have been.
It would have been a mess. It would have been a mess. It would have been a mess. So yeah, she still got
Russell Simmons and got and out of him and everything.
Okay, Monique, you said the right words. They say Ming Ling seems very private. Yeah, I think that's the right thing. She's very private. Yes. So I felt for Riley. Gia gives Mean Girl. Come on, yes, she does. Yes, she does. Mean Girl. So I felt for Riley because like she was sitting there saying that no matter what I say, y'all gonna twist it up to be something different, so I'll just not say anything. And then it was like, oh no, we want you to talk, be yourself. And then here go Gia, just watch the way you say it. I was pissed watching that scene, Royaire, to be honest with you. I wanted to jump through the TV, get in that scene myself, say a little something, then go home. Okay. But I think Riley handled it well. I'm glad it was Shay. I'm getting his name right. I'm glad I'm glad he went over there, kind of talked to her, walked away with her. And then I thought it was so cute that she went in that little room and she screamed. I thought that was like so cute that she did that. And I like the way this young group in real time, they kind of resolve their issues, even if somebody brings it up again later. Because in real time, she went back to the table and said to Gia, like, okay, whatever, I'm sorry. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
In real time. So I appreciated that. Now wait, let me see.
I did see this.
What?
Ming might have dropped out of the show because Kimura's show is coming back.
Oh,
I
it is?
did see that. I seen Kimura post about it. I don't know how confirmed this is, but you know, she had that Kimura Lee Simmons Life in the Fab Lane show.
That's coming back?
That's the word on the curb.
Well, if it's coming back, we have to watch it because you know Kimura's a character too.
She is. I loved her show when she first came.
She worked. She know how to give you TV. Well, if it's coming back, we may have to check her out, and maybe we got to her.
Yeah.
You know, so then when the seagulls came, I thought that was hilarious too. Because that kind of broke up the tension, and everybody decided, okay, let's go, just pack, clean up, and get up out of here. You know, Georgia and Charlie spoke. I think when you have a friendship, even when you fall out, if it was truly a friendship, y'all could always come back to that friendship. Yes. And I think that's, you know, what those two did. And I'm here for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially when we get to the end scene. Yeah, which is gonna be interesting, right? And you know, Georgia told, you know, Charlie that Omar wants to speak to him, and Charlie's like, all right, I'm open to it. And I know Charlie came off a certain way this whole season, right? But this is what I will give to Charlie. Brooke's dad wanted to speak to Charlie. Charlie showed up. Omar wants to speak to Charlie. Charlie showed up. So although, and I'm not giving him a pass on anything and how he showed up in this show, I think that he's going through his own life things. And as a result, that's how he's showing up on the show. He's disappointed at 30 that he's kind of nowhere. And I think part of the disappointment is because his dad is so harsh on him. And that's how he's showing up in the show. But I'm here to see how Charlie grows and how this thing ends up panning out. Yeah, he's craving for attention. He is, because when you remember, he didn't get the attention from mom, and he really didn't get the attention from dad. And it's sad, right? Our parents are supposed to be our first people that show us how to love and give us love with no conditions attached. And he didn't get that from mom. He didn't really get that from dad. So now here he is as an adult. He probably would benefit from therapy, right? And, you know, Georgia spoke kind of how, like, in her confessional, she still has love for Charlie. Now, when they all, and it was funny how Riley said that we don't never need to come back to Jersey again. And she said she don't think she's going back. Riley, Jersey, another chance. We're okay over here, okay? Okay. But it's funny how the two major incidents they had, it happened in Jersey, right?
Yeah.
So, and then the whole ride home, Brooks, I think, is just hilarious. I love Brooks, right? And then the whole ride home was interesting too. Georgia going home in this bathing suit was crazy to me. And then when she called Omar to get them a ride, her and Charlie a ride, it was wild to me. And like Shy said, now that's privilege.
At its best.
At its best. That's privilege at its best. You able to call your man and he gets y'all ride and like, okay, we out of here, right? So it was just crazy to me. So, but I love the scenes. I love Riley. And you know, so and who was it? Amira and so Amira, she low-key messy. And she throws out micro bombs. Like she throws out little bombs and you don't even see them until they go boom. Okay. Right. So she starts a lot of mess.
She does.
And you know, whatever. Now I will say, was it yesterday, the other episode of this one? I'm confusing. At the table, did she bring up again this darn
Yesterday's episode. I got it confused.
Okay, I know what it is. Okay, I got confused. Okay, so yeah, so I think I answered everything right for that scene.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
That was pretty much that whole scene, yes. Yeah. So we are back in NYC, okay? Back in the city. Georgia, she talks about her event, getting things ready. She's got photos, she's got ideas, she's excited about all of that. And so that's what's happening with that. Charlie was upset that Dylan wasn't able to make it to Jersey. He felt alone and by himself and left out. Ariana is going to be on mute going forward. She said that she's learned that sometimes she just need to be quiet and she don't have to be involved in everyone's conflict. And so she's going to remove herself from continuing to be in people's conflict. Brooks is stressed. We have a little scene with Brooks. Brooks, he was supposed to be getting a COVID test. He got a pregnancy test. Look, this is something Drew would do. She's supposed to be getting a COVID test and then go get a pregnancy test. I was like, oh my God.
I can't with Brooks, but I love him.
Yeah, so he speaks on the phone with his sister Chloe about being stressed out with work and his personal brand and mom's brand and just trying to figure out what his next moves are. Brooks, he feels pulled from two different directions. I don't know if I don't know
how to feel about it either.
Yeah.
I was really liking her at first, but I'm like, she low key real messy.
Yeah, she carrying the bones.
She carrying the bones.
So Brooks feels pulled in two different directions. He's considering merging with his mom, but he really wants to kind of be independent. His sister shares that if you feel like you want to be independent, be independent. You have to grow from being up under mom's wing. It's a great idea. Chloe is backing him. Seth is backing him in regards for him flying on his own and starting his own business. So he has the support. He just needs to step up and say something. Seth feels that he has his dad feels like that he has attachment issues with mom. He doesn't know how to do things without mom. And so Seth wants to help Brooks grow into being his own individual without having to depend so heavily on his mom. So I thought that was beautiful. Chloe feels that Brooks should propose his own business and not do the merger. So we'll see how that turns out later on in the scene. I'll throw this Georgia and Omar scene in here as well. So apparently Georgia loves the name Club for her bowling party thing situation going on, okay? And so apparently Omar says that he's feeling the name too. Now, we don't know how much we can trust Omar now based off of the information that was presented to us at this last scene. So I don't know if he actually liked it or not, but Georgia has found a location, so she's got that together. She's put together business photos and optics so that she can show the investors what they're getting into. Omar wants Georgia to understand that he's not writing a blank check, that they are going to have to get people on board with this idea to invest, into what she feels is a great idea. And so he'll be bringing along some investment friends to the party to work that out. And then I'll throw this little scene in here as well because it was small. Riley and Ariana, they go work out together. After their workout, they have a little sit-down conversation. Ariana feels that, she has glad that she has reconnected with Riley and she wants to do everything that she can to make sure she never loses this friendship again. Riley explains that the trip was, really stressful for her. She went back to her therapist right after the trip and she feels like that she kind of took a step back from all of the progress and the work that she has done on herself and in therapy. This whole trip just kind of made her very emotional and Riley wants to get to a place where she could not operate so much out of her emotion, but more so out of a mature place and handling things in a different situation and keeping her composure. So I love that she felt comfortable enough to share that with Ariana. Therapy it's very personal. And when you find someone to confide in about your business, don't be like Shamia and go and telling all the business. Be like Ariana and be a good friend and uplift your friend and make him or her feel that they're doing good and they're in a good direction. Ariana felt that Riley did the best she could, especially with everybody attacking her. Ariana also apologized again for not fully supporting Riley. Riley accepted the apology. And asked her, Ariana asked her to come over and get ready for the party together for Georgia's event. And so they're both going to go do that and see how that turns out. So those were those three scenes. We had Riley and Ariana, Omar and Georgia, and being back in NYC.
So, you know, I love Brooks. And I can't say it enough. I really love Brooks. I love his whole personality. I love who he is. I love just how loving he is. And I love how close him and the mom is. And I do know it's hard to like branch out if you've been doing something with somebody for so long, even if it's not your mother, and then you decide you want to branch out. It's very scary and it's always hard. Just like when you have the groups, like I'll name your famous group, you know, Beyonce, when she was in the group, you know, even Michael Jackson, when he went to step outside of his brothers, they took it a kind of certain way. And yes, Kay, you are correct. There are so many and I know Lucky Strikes too. There are so many bowling alleys with that concept already. What cracks me up about Georgia is just to name it Club.
No thought, no real, nothing. Just we throwing shit out. Excuse me, we throwing stuff out here. Just literally throwing stuff out here.
Oh God, I was like, okay, Club. And by the time they kept saying it, I don't know, it was catchy to me, but I'm like Club. But then, you know, whatever, right? So you know, Georgia is Georgia. Georgia, it's something I do like about her. She got on my nerves at first when her and Riley was into it, but she recovered that quickly. She didn't hold on to it. It's something so innocent and naive about her that I really do like. And she's not out here pretending like she got all this money. That girl said, I got $4,000 in the bank.
That's it. That's all. Okay.
That's all. So I ain't even trying to front with y'all like, you know, all this is going on. And she go from couch to couch. So, you know, and so her and Omar talking about the business and, you know, all of that particular stuff and about getting the investors and how this is going to be a trial run, so forth and so on. You know, I only reason why I started to feel a certain way about Omar and I couldn't even give him a chance is when up front they were saying he's a scammer.
Yes.
And we have met our fair share of scammers on reality shows. So once it was known to, now I can't say I know for a fact, but once they said that he was a scammer, I couldn't really connect to no Omar after that. So, you know, Omar was Omar with that. The fact that when let me see, you know, well, Ava on her way to that event. I don't know if you.
That's what I meant. I said Georgia. I meant Ava. So I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, Ava on her way to that Dolce event. One thing we already know about Ava is that she has no stable home. So I think Ava going to this Jersey, to the Jersey Shore, I don't think it was going to work for her. Because maybe if, like say we all, I'm just make up a number right here, we all had to give $200. I'm not sure if Ava would have had her 200. Because, you know.
Not the broke friend.
He said Ava's a hobo. Yes, Ava's a hobo.
Oh my God.
So Ava would, because remember they went grocery shopping. Remember everybody had to chip in and they did a couple things. And listen, let me tell you something about Riley. Let's talk about privilege. Riley ain't got to worry about one red penny.
Not a one.
She got two phones, not one, two phones. Because she like the one with the better service. Not you got AT&T and Verizon. Yo, Royaire, that's money. That's money. You got two phones. Okay? And you drop one in the water and it's no big deal. Why? Because you pulled out your other one out your pocket. But anywho, So when it come to money and with rolling off your lips, you was like, yo, jump in the water, get my phone, and I got 1K for you. And trust me, she would have zelled them the money.
Immediately.
If they would he said immediately.
Because she had it, okay?
Yo, Georgia wanted to make her bank account go from 4K to 5K. She said, yo, give me a shirt. Give me a shirt. I'm jumping in this water.
All the way.
So, anywho, her in this event thing, I would appreciate it. She just said to Brooks, listen, I can't afford to go to the shore. You know, just shut all that down. Okay? Because Emira is messy telling the business with all that, but we'll get there, right? So wait, because so wait, what else did we talk about here? Oh, Ariana and Riley meeting up to go exercise. You know what, Ariana, can you tell me how the girl is tiny?
Yes.
Okay, the girl is tiny, but she's cute. She's adorable, and so is Riley. And Riley says she don't be doing all that squatting.
She said she got enough hips and ass. She don't need no more.
Now, she said I'll be doing all that squatting, you know. But they talked about their friendship. They handle conversations better than the adults do.
The grown people.
Like, this was so beautiful. This conversation.
Kim and Candy.
Yeah. So she was like, you know, the whole situation stressed me out. I didn't like it. Ariana right up front apologized. She said, I ain't got no excuse. She said, but what I like what Riley said too, Riley said, you be my friend in front of everybody else, and then you check me behind the scenes. Remember, she had said that they showed like a little clip back. She said, in my face, I'm paraphrasing, but she said, in my face, you be my friend, you stand by my side, and then behind the scenes, you check me. You don't check me and you heard half the conversation. Yo, Riley is Mama Joyce 2.0.
2.0, okay.
She say what she mean and she mean what she say.
She Mama Joyce, Aunt Bertha, and what's the other auntie?
She's an old lady gang 2.0. Okay, she all of them wrapped in all. She got the, but you know what though? That's because Mama Joyce, for the most part, you know, she had a lot of impact on Riley's upbringing. Because, you know, I'm saying this respectfully, Royaire, because, you know, Candy had to go do the tours and everything. But it's state. Well, no, Mama Joyce, she all up in Riley, okay? And Riley is freaking adorable. She's a cutie pie.
Doing for what Candy couldn't do at the time, okay? Yeah.
That was that was low-key shade. That was shade. That was shade. But yeah, so you know.
What Hernandez say? She said, if you the mama and the mama with the grandmama, you not the mama. The mama with the grandmama. I said, not the grandmama, the mama.
And wait, Riley says she wish she held herself to a better standard. I feel like Riley she's a little hard on herself.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
But again, and I'm saying this as respectfully as I can, I know they're going to have another season. I'm praying that the next season she pulled back from this alcohol, especially knowing that she's on film. But see, that's what the Bravo, I got to say allegedly, did to the adult cast of their shows. They feed them all of this alcohol and stuff because they know when they get the alcohol in them, they get a little crazy, right? And that's what they do. And so I'm hoping that Riley should have smacked spending $7K. Yeah, it should have been smacked. Whew. What? And you know what's SK though? I really feel like Riley put the whole $14K on her bill.
I do too.
I really feel like Riley put the whole $14K on her bill. I really do. And I don't want what I don't want for them to be doing is taking advantage of Riley. That was so unfair. I'm not liking this. I really like Riley, but I think that she's overly friendly because she has this anxiety about being in these situations, and she'll just go ahead and pay the money and kind of overcompensate. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Well, I think it's what I can't. I want to say maybe it was Emira that said this, or Brooks, or one of them. They said that Riley just is such the girl of just thinking about everybody, and just she wants everybody to be the same person that she is to them, to her. And I think she's coming into the realization that everybody is not as nice as you. Everybody is not going to treat you the way you treat them. And I can understand Riley in that area because I grew up, I don't want to say I was privileged, but I grew up more privileged than most people of my background do come up. And I had the perception that everybody's nice and everybody's cool, and I can just, go out here. Just like when I got on YouTube, I thought everybody was nice and cool, and we gonna all work together and it's just not that.
Well, you wouldn't know what's funny, not to digress, y'all, but Royaire and I have been through some stuff being in some groups with some YouTube people. We have been through some stuff.
Yeah.
And what I find what they do is, like, when sometimes, I can't say all the times, when you're in these YouTube groups, they'll backdoor some people and they'll be like, yo, Royaire, you know what Diva did is not right. We doing this, we doing that, whatever. Then they'll come to me and be like, yo, did you hear that Royaire said or this and that? It's just, and that's why I do not engage in those conversations. But to go back to Sasuke, do you think Riley is a pick-me type of girl? Oh God! If because of lack of different words to use, because everybody has kind of like a general understanding of pick me, I'm going to say yes by default. And I'm hoping that she wakes up sooner than later and not allow these people to let her be used for her funds. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm praying. But now we also know that her sister is in New York with her. And one thing I can say about Kayla, if she come in the building and she's with Riley when something's going down, that girl got her back.
Yeah.
She got her back. So, I'm just hoping, this was her first season. And for all of them, I'm saying all of them, every last one of the cast members, for this to be their first season, top tier. They did a phenomenal job. Excellent. Every last one of them, right? And we need an Ava. We need an Ava. Somebody who in the group but can't really afford to be part of the group. We need her. So anywho, that conversation and exercise moment with Ariana and Riley, I loved it. I thought they had a very mature conversation where right up front, nobody had to beg for apology. And Ariana said, I ain't got no excuse. Said, I apologize and I'm going to do better in the future as a friend. So I loved it.
Yeah. I thought all of those things were amazing. I love the relationship that Brooks and Chloe have, to be able to support your brother in that way, to really push him to be independent, to be on his own. I thought that was super cute. Ariana and Riley, of course, great, conversation, great friendship. So all of those things were really good. Truly enjoyed it. So we had a little scene with Gia working out with Christian. Charlie has a moment with his dad. Charlie is getting ready to move back into another luxury building, and so he's prepping for that. Georgia has found a location for her party. She went to go visit that with the party planner. Let's see. We have a scene with Brooks and his boyfriend Cade. They're going over his business pitch. Meredith and Seth are coming over to hear this pitch. Okay, now Meredith is coming over under the impression that this is a merging event. Okay, Brooks is supposed to be merging with Meredith's company, and they're going to be in business together. But since that conversation with his with his sister Chloe and his dad, things have kind of changed. So Brooks really wanted Cade to stay. But he said, listen, he wanted him to be in the earbud, right there with them. But him and Cade have already had a conversation about this safety blanket situation. And I thought that was a very mature thing to say for Cade, because Brooks really does have this codependency issue. Like this, I gotta I gotta have somebody to speak up for me. I gotta have somebody to lean on. Like, he really has that codependency, and that could be detrimental to a relationship. So I love the fact that his boyfriend is, you know, kind of pointing it out and making it aware. Hey, we had that conversation about, you know, a safety blanket. Let's man up. Let's do this thing and get our money. So I was totally here for that. Okay. So Seth and Meredith, they came in and showed up for the presentation. Brooks goes over his presentation, and might I say, Brooks did an excellent job. He had everything laid out, had the conversation laid out. He had the cloth, you know, he had everything. It was a really, really great presentation for somebody at his age. Dad said, listen, get us drunk. Give us some alcohol. Investors love to drink to get their money out, okay? So Brooks doesn't want them to feel that he's using them because he's their parents. He genuinely wants them to believe in his idea and give him the money. But if they don't, he's still going to take the money anyways, okay? He is offering $100,000 for 8% of the company's equity. You know, Meredith had to stop him in the middle of the presentation because she was like, I thought we were doing a merger. And so Brooks had to inform Mom that this is not a merger. You know, I want to apologize. I did change my mind. I just hadn't had time to meet with you about it. But ultimately, you know, they decided to go with the deal for Brooks. And so he got his investment for his merger. Brooks wanted to have a little side conversation with Mom because he's afraid. He has always been working with his mom. He started off his mom's social media. You know, he's been there with Mom from the beginning of her business, and they've been working together for a very long time. And he doesn't know what their relationship would look like outside of that. And Meredith had to encourage him. You're my son. I love you. I'm proud of you. I'm going to be here for whatever you choose to do. And so I thought that was just a beautiful moment with them together. Excellent, excellent scene. Shout out to Meredith and Seth. I mean, they have done a great job as parents with both of their children. I mean, Chloe got away from Charlie ASAP as soon as she realized the kind of fool he was. So she got some common sense in her head somewhere. And Brooks is out here doing his big thing. He has launched his company. He's working hard on this new line that's coming out. And so he's doing a great job. So shout out to that. And I'll throw this little small scene in here as well. Charlie meets up with Omar. Omar addresses the communication between Charlie and Georgia, you know, regarding him saying that he would slap her, you know, and Omar said, listen, you got to know that was wrong. It was out of pocket, out of line. I know we didn't really get to talk much at the trip, but I felt there's a time and a place for everything. Charlie admitted that he was wrong and he went overboard and it was disrespectful. He accepted his part in it, but he did feel that Georgia disrespected him, and that's why it escalated. Charlie says that Omar is 2 years older than him, and so he desires to behave as Omar does and kind of mature in that manner. Charlie really appreciates the advice that Omar gave him. You know, Omar said that Charlie would be really good in the crypto field. You know, a lot of people are like him, so he would fit right in well with that. Georgia was blowing up Omar's phone during this meeting. You know, he said he loves Georgia and he hoped things works out for the better than his last situation. And then this was a small scene too, so I thought this in here too. Brooks and Amar go to the nail salon, or it was Ava. Brooks and Ava, they go to the nail salon together. Prior to that, Brooks and Amar had a phone conversation via FaceTime regarding, you know, Ava and this whole event and, you know, where she was and where she wasn't. You know, Ava and Brooks had a conversation. Ava says that the event was Thursday, then it was Friday, then she got to check her calendar to see when the event was. According to Amar, the event wasn't even that big of an event. It wasn't necessary that she go, you know, to be the model, if you may. So that was a messy situation as well. So those were those three things. Anything you want to talk about?
Well, child, listen. Like you said, Brooks' parents did an amazing job with him. Amazing. I really love that scene. And I love when him and Mom had a talk in the tears and just, you know, she's like, we're always going to be good. But I understand how scary it is to step out on your own. It's just a scary situation. Like, even, I don't know if you remember, Royaire, like the first time you go live on YouTube, and it's crazy because it's YouTube, like you're like shaking. You're like,
look, no. Look, you do like me and forget to press the live button and do half your
Listen, it scary. Okay.
Oh my God, that was so crazy.
That was so crazy. But you know, and I will let me say this though. So what Royaire is talking about, the first time he had a celebrity guest, which was Dr. Heavenly from Married to Medicine. He invited me to come on with them, right? It was a great show, but and we both was kind of new to everything or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we think we're live, like we're having the show.
Got people hearing everything.
we see the people in the comments like, where are y'all? When y'all gonna start or whatever? Royaire never hit the live button to go live. And we was like, oh my God. Royaire panicked, but I will give this to Dr. Heavenly. She really was like, it's okay. And we did it had to be a good 20-30 minutes.
We was on there for a minute, Diva, like
before we realized it.
Yes.
Before we realized it. Yeah. So you get very nervous. And then on top of the nerves, like the one time I called in another channel, I was nervous and not sure why. I do public speaking all the time. LL. Yeah, it's just something crazy. And I'll be honest with you, the first time, because I have my people that I watch, and many of you may have first started to come to my channel because y'all saw me on Sherelle's World. And I used to watch her all the time. And one day I forgot what reality show she was talking about. I was like, oh, they bugging up there on the panel. I gotta click in. And when I clicked in, you do get nervous for some reason. It's so crazy. But you know, and then after a while, you start to get more comfortable or whatever, and you're able to do your thing, right? So I say all that to say that I love the way Brooks is so grounded. Especially being a part of the community. There's some people that they're just not comfortable. He's so comfortable, but I believe he's so comfortable because his parents treat him like he's Brooks, like not making a big thing about everything else. And that's part of why I love his parents too. Like they just raised a really healthy son. And I love the way he loves his mother so much, and he has helped her with her social media, with her brand. And now he's just trying to say, I need to branch out and do my own thing. And she's not crying about it. She's not saying, oh, what about me? And I'm gonna say this respectfully, right? You got Ariana's mother who leans on her for everything, money, everything. And then you got Brooke's parents who are like, it's okay, even though you helped me all this time, I still love you. We're still going to be good. I got to let you fly. I got to let you be your own thing and do your own thing. So I just love the relationship, and I almost love any scene that involves Brooks. And I think it's so cute when you know, he's in his head saying like, I should be calling my mom. I should have answered the email. I should have this. I should have that, or whatever. So I loved it. Yeah, Diva, where mom, she cried when she got home. I'm sure she did, right? Yeah. Because it would be just like also you have a great person working for you, and then they're like, I gotta leave you because I want to branch out and go. When you find good people to help you, and then they got to fly on their own, you're happy for them because you want that growth, but you're also emotional because it's like, okay, how do I replace this great person, right? Exactly. So I get it, but I love the mom and dad together as a couple. They're showing good couple relationship on TV, and I love the way they raise their children. I think this is great, and I wasn't really that into her on her own housewife show, but seeing her in this arena made me want to watch. Like, I love her now. I absolutely love her. So I agree. To see this dynamic and them together, I'm loving it, right? And yeah, because he said both of them was together for 10 years, right? Charlie talking to Omar. And like I said, I appreciate Charlie for showing up for these difficult conversations, right? But if they never said anything about Omar being a scammer, I would have saw this scene differently. But I saw this scene as Omar looking for his next victim to help him with a scam. So the way he ended up, like Omar ended up Jedi turning this conversation around. You're coming here to tell him you don't like the way he spoke to your girlfriend. But then all of a sudden you talk about how he's a great person and he would be a great person to come into this business of the crime. I said, I just saw, I was giving Omar the side eye the entire time. And him showing up in these suits all the time. Omar, you don't fool me. I don't like it. I'm giving you the side eye. Something is amiss. And you really don't fool me because I can't wait till we get to the bitter end because Omar is gangster. But go ahead. Yeah, but did I miss a scene?
Did you have anything to say about Ava and Charlie and this, changing of the dates and
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. Ava, it wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good look. You got to check your calendar. No, if I say my birthday is this day and you couldn't come because this is the event, then Emira talk about it wasn't even a store opening. It was a pop-up event. She messy. She low-key messy with that. She was messy with that. But I would have appreciated if Ava just said the truth. The truth works for you.
Every time.
The truth works. If she would have just said the truth, I can't afford to go. I don't want to go because everybody's mad at me or whatever. And see, that's where you got to give it up to Charlie too. Because he went in at that thing as the underdog.
Yes.
Everybody was pissed at him.
Mm-hmm.
But he still showed up for Brooks.
Listen.
And Ava did not.
Charlie need that check, okay?
But Ava needs a check too, though.
But see, she don't really want it. She don't want
it. It's bad because his dad gives him money.
Yeah.
Now he don't want to spend money and share his part, but I guess we got to work on that. But I just he showed up though, and so Ava with this, I don't know the date, I don't remember the date. It was this date, but it wasn't that date. I'm not here for it. Mm-hmm. I'm not here for it. It's team too much, and it's team too much. That's all I can say to you.
Yeah, I think Ava knows she got caught up in her lie, and that's kind of, as we kind of merge into this next scene, that's why the bowling situation kind of ended up the way it was. But we're at the bowling event, our final scene before we close out. There's a DJ, there's lights, there's balls, there's a bowling alley, there's an event, an investor shows up, one along with Omar. Georgia and Riley, Ariana and Riley are getting ready together. They've decided they're going to go in here, not be messy, keep it cool, keep it calm, keep it collective, okay? Everyone arrives to the bowling alley. Everybody, really didn't know what to expect, but what they got is exactly what Riley said, a hot mess, a horrible idea. Ariana says she's going to be mute tonight. The people are drinking, socializing, bowling, eating. Charlie, and Gia, they said that this was a horrible idea, and Riley was right.
You don't say.
You don't say. Let's see. Charlie asked if Ava was coming tonight. Brooks said he doesn't know. He began sharing with Gia, that, he had a mani-pedi with Ava, and Ava, told her she wasn't apologized for not being able to make it to the event. And he asked how it was and what day it was. She said, well, it was Thursday, it was Friday. Well, hold on, I got to check my schedule. Just a bunch of BS pretty much. And so, the group was sharing in conversation about this whole event, because by then Ariana had came over, Riley came over, Hudson came over. So this is a whole group conversation now, right? Well, as they're having this group conversation, guess who walks in the door and walks in on the conversation? Ava herself, okay? So, she walks in and Ariana is saying, well, I don't want to be involved in this, so I'm just going to get out the way, okay? Brooks said, listen, Ava walked up and said, well, are we talking about me at this party? And so, Brooks said, listen, I hate to bring this up because I love you, Ava. I love you so much. But, it's a little conflicting what you're saying, you know, in regards to when the event was. And Amara said that it was a pop-up, you know, that, you know, it wasn't really something important. And so Ava said, listen, don't let these people, you know, put games in your mind. Don't let these people, you know, make it seem like that I'm not a good friend to you. I just couldn't make it. I had to be at this event, okay? I mean, at the end of the day, she really ended up saying that she didn't want to go, is really what the real reason was. And she could have just said that. I think Brooks would have been more accepting of it. He probably would have been mad, of course, but
Right.
you already know he ain't confrontational. So why would you not tell, if anybody, the truth, Brooks the truth? Like he's really going to care. Hudson said that he was stuck in the middle, and so Ava said, well, how are you stuck in the middle? He said, no, I'm literally stuck in the middle. I need you to move out the way. So Ava got on out the way. Brooks and Ava, they hugged it out, you know, and they went on about their business. The party was lame, Diva. I mean, this was nothing special. Georgia pitched her idea to the investor. He did not seem like he was really interested for real, but he said, yeah, just for the camera, you know, and shook her hand. So that was pretty much the end of that. And Charlie and Georgia are back in good standings now, so they're all good. So I'll let you go through that, because this last scene is just kind of where everybody is now and ending off. So if you want to talk about that.
You know, the bowling event, it was what it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was what it was. She tried.
She definitely tried.
And you know, I guess one thing I could say about entrepreneurship, you got to give everything a try. But if you are this big party promoter that everybody knows about, then your little bowling event should have been packed out.
Packed out. It shouldn't have been no room for nobody to even bowl, honey.
That part. To move around, to do
that girl.
So it wasn't nothing. It wasn't about nothing. It was what it was, and it you know. And but what's funny is that's why I wanted them to have a reunion, because all of y'all shaded her after the fact, but Riley shaded her in her face
and told the truth.
And I think, you know, they were at Lucky Strikes, LL. I think that she could have just, I don't know, it could have been better. But that was her storyline, and that was her storyline. I love how Charlie had the tea because he had her location, but he didn't say anything. He did. He did. Yeah, I just feel like Ava, if she's going to continue on in this reality space, she's going to have to get her life together. I don't know if it was Monique or somebody else said in the chat that she likes to date these rich guys, and that's how she ends up being around money. But that's fine and good and everything, because I think, you know, when you get to the last scenes, you're going to talk about how they think about moving in together. It's fine to date somebody with money, but we're going to see with this last scene, but you need to always have your own. There's that song that says, God bless the child that has his own. God bless, for real, God bless the child that has his own, because when they leave you, you need to have something to hold on to.
And in the words of your crazy boy, look, she ain't messing with no broke. But I ain't saying she a gold digger, okay? I'm saying that. So yeah, the bowling party was whack. Nothing really happened. You know, just, you know, a nice little closeout scene for the season. Everybody came together. It was cool. I did not see Emira there though. Did you see Emira there?
At the bowling party?
Yeah.
I feel like she was there.
She was?
I feel like she was.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know, that is wrapping up the end of that scene. So in the next couple of scenes, we just have kind of the closeout of where everybody is and what they're doing. Ariana and Hudson are working on their clothing line together still. So they're trying to get that off the ground. They've been in New York for a year now. They had their first Christmas, winter holiday in New York. So they're doing really, really well. Things are going well. Riley, you know, has found her Ariana has found a bestie in Riley, and so she's going to do everything she can to hold on to that friendship. Did we get a real update on Riley? I didn't really see them say anything about Riley unless I
didn't see them say anything about her either. Now that I'm saying it, yeah.
Brooks,
That was messy.
Yeah, it was messy. I was like, why we didn't get no update on Riley?
Yeah, now that you say that, you're right. That's messy.
Okay, Bravo, do better. Brooks is no longer working with Meredith, his mom. He is launching and working on his own thing. He's still with his boyfriend Kate. They're doing really good together. Gia and Christian, they're thinking about moving in with each other. Charlie is turning 30. He's trying to help Omar raise money for his company and business. Omar and Georgia have moved in together. Amara and her guy are doing really good. All is well with them. You know, Brooks kind of said that he felt like he doesn't deserve all the love and, you know, everything that he's getting right now. And I love the fact that Amara, you know, let him know you do deserve it. We're doing good. We're in a great space and we got to celebrate what we have. You got a great man. You got a great job. You're doing well with your own business. Celebrate you, Brooks. So that was super cute. Ava also says that she's considering moving in with her boyfriend, talking to her dad about that. Georgia and Omar, you know, they moved in together. They were doing really, really well. They, you know, decided to go to Singapore for the holidays. And then one night, dark and lonely, a fight broke out.
Oh, my God.
And he said, get the hell out of my house, Ava.
Wow.
Georgia.
Child.
So he went back to the States and left her stuck in Singapore.
Oh my God. That is so disrespectful.
Ain't that so disrespectful? But first of all, why was you going anywhere on a one-way trip, ma'am? Well, as Georgia's still stuck in Singapore, Omar called his assistant, told him to come over to the house and pack up her stuff and get out. Put her stuff out of this house. And so, you know, when Georgia gets back to the States, into the city, guess whose home she's walking up to again? Crash on the couch. As she started off this first season. Right back into Charlie's arms. Bringing in boxes. Welcome back, Rumi. And so that closed us out on this first season of Next Gen NYC, episode 8, Gutter Balls and Breakup Calls. Woo! Diva, what a season.
What a season. What happened to Georgia? First of all, even if your boyfriend is taking you on a trip, and he's paying for everything, you better have an empty credit card or something in case he decides that it's a wrap.
Yeah.
And I thought that was Singapore is not even like Florida, like
we are
yeah, that is crazy. That is just crazy. And to get the assistants to pack your stuff up,
cut you off financially.
But you should have never been dependent upon him financially like that anyway.
And you know what I thought about, Diva? You never should have been dependent on him financially, especially knowing the way that your dad did your mom and how he left y'all.
Oh, you know what?
He shared that story with us. So, you know, unfortunately, it seems like history is repeating itself in her life, you know, as it happened to her mom. It's very unfortunate.
So, I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was shocked. Left her in Singapore, kicked her out, had people pack her boxes up, and they all lined up outside Charlie's door. It's one thing to have to go move with somebody, but you bringing all these boxes?
All these boxes? Your whole life?
You better get a storage place and come here with a couple of outfits or something.
You only got $4,000. So.
Child. And then Royaire, for Charlie to still be talking to Omar like that. She did not go into depth about what happened, but he was messy. He was just.
She just said that they got into an argument one night. They got into a really bad argument, and he cut her off financially and left her stranded in Singapore.
But one argument. But one argument. So, all right. So we had that situation, right? So, when they gave all the updates, I think it's so cute. Ariana dealing with New York and the weather changes and all of that. And then when she walking the dogs outside and they pooped in the middle of the street and they
Right.
had them dogs is huge. I couldn't do it. I thought, but you know what? Now you're right. I'm mad, Royaire, that they didn't give no update with
Riley.
on Riley.
Just walking down the street. That's all I remember seeing. Like, and then they cut to
that was crazy.
Yeah.
Ava and the boyfriend planning to move in together. Good luck, girlfriend. Well, you know what? Let me take that back. This is going to be a good thing for her because perhaps next season we'll see her in the home. Yeah.
She can get away from the roaches now.
Yeah, that part. Right. And outside and in the vegan restaurant filming. Maybe we'll see her filming from an actually home.
Out on the street taking pictures for an event that you was supposed to show up to.
Brooks and Kate is good. Amira and Kevin are good. And Georgia and Omar broke up. That breakup that's a nasty breakup. And you know, I can't wait till next season because I need to see how does she recover. How old is Georgia?
26, I think it was.
She's 26.
Yeah, 26, somewhere around there.
If Georgia throws these legendary parties, we need to see what's really gonna go on with Georgia. I don't know. Son is a mess.
Telling me Georgia needs to find another career path because
something is amiss. She's not roaming the street, but
I'm so dead.
Oh God. And Gia and her man are planning to move in together.
Yes.
What's with all the move-ins? Like moving in together?
Yeah. For me, this is just me. I'm a very strong believer in moving in with people before you make
you pull the plug.
Yes, you really do not know a person until you officially live with them and have, spent real time with them. That's just my thought process. You can only show yourself your representative for so long when you're living with someone. If we're just out here dating in the streets, doing our thing, spending time together, you have enough time to show me your representative for long enough. But once we start living together, I'm going to really see who you really are. I'm going to tell if you nasty or not. Do you shower? Do you wash your dishes? Those are the real things that matter to me. So,
Okay, so she's saying they give you so much money for the list of people that if these people show up. Yeah, but she said her parties are legendary. Then to me, she just should have had that bowling thing packed out.
Exactly.
It was the cast at the bowling party.
She should have had the bowling thing packed out. She should have had Meredith's event packed out.
That's true too.
And she hosted that too.
That's true too. Yeah. So yeah. But listen, overall, I gotta say this: 10 toes down. This was refreshing.
Great.
A lot of stuff sometimes when we recap it, I lose steam midway, and we stick with it. We stick with it for the simple fact that we're going to go ahead and see how the train wreck plays out. But this was one of those where I look forward to every episode, and I enjoyed all 8 of them. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did too. I enjoyed all 8 of them. Great show. Great personalities on here. I think everybody showed up and did a great job. Unfortunately, except for Ava, that's just the only person that I just did not feel she earned a check this season. She was just very lackluster. She really wasn't a part of much. Her and Amara, we didn't really see Amara a lot either this season, but at least Amara was carrying the bone. She was keeping the drama rolling. She showed up when she needed to. Georgia really turned me this season as well. I did not expect to end up, caring for Georgia. I really do care for her. I think I would love to see her back next season. You know, I am in love with Brooks. Look, as the Housewives people say, obsessed. I'm obsessed with Brooks. He is just super, super cool, super fun. I love the relationship that Ariana and Riley have built together. And then Gia. I'm not a big fan of Gia either. She didn't really sit well with me.
No, she ain't sit well with me either.
Yeah, but overall, excellent.
I told her she was in the whole season, so I don't know why people say.
I feel like she probably filmed a lot more though than what they showed, because she didn't film as much as like Riley and Brooks and Ariana did. Like they did a lot of, or they didn't show it rather. Let me say that. Right. They showed a lot of them. They didn't really show as we had the house party at Gia's house. Mm-hmm. She came out to a couple of drinking events that everybody did. She came on a couple of trips, and that was really it. We didn't really get an in-depth detail of anything that's really going on with her majorly. So
yeah, true. So I think they're gonna make her. Well, okay, let's talk about this real quick. Monique, I've been seeing that. And it's not that I'm against it, but I'm feeling like it ain't 100% fair. But I feel like that is what they're doing. I do feel that way. 100%.
I feel like they did that this season. I mean, we were introduced to Ariana first. You know, they gave her a lot of scenes this season. Her and Hudson were really the face of this show this season. They really, really were. To me, it was her, Brooks, and then Riley kind of, was in there a lot as well. But her and Brooks, to me, they took up a lot of this season. But to me, they were the only two that really had a lot going on. Brooks had his company. He was working on that. He has this close relationship with his mom that he's kind of trying to, explore new relationships. Ariana had just moved to the city. She's got her business she's working on. She's helping her mom. I mean, they just had both of them really had a lot of story going on compared to the other cast. So I could see them making her the face of it. Is that something that I'm here for? But I could see them doing it. I could see them doing it for sure.
Yeah, I see them doing that too. So we'll see. In the cast picture, that one picture, she's in the front. So yes, if I had to give, somebody started off here. If I had to, Monique did. If I had to give the whole season a rating, I'm a roll with a 10. I'm a roll with a 10. It was different. It was different, refreshing, something new, something we didn't even know we needed. But and I feel like they handled conflict way better than any of the adults ever did. So yes, I'm giving this entire season a 10, and I really wish that they would do a reunion, because I think the reunion would be fire.
So maybe we'll get a reunion special right before the beginning of season 2, because that's what they did with Real Housewives of Atlanta. They waited until like right before the beginning of season 2 to do the reunion. So maybe they'll do that. But we definitely need a reunion. We definitely need a reunion. I agree with you, Diva. I'm giving this season a 10. I was definitely underrating this when I first seen it coming out. I was like, but they did their thing. And so we got to give honor to whom honors due. So shout out to Next Gen NYC. Listen, y'all, make sure you hit the like button, leave your ratings down in the comment section. We appreciate y'all for joining us for these past 8 weeks of recapping Next Gen NYC. We've had an amazing time. We've gained some beautiful followers and subscribers, and always to our regulars who always show up. Thank you so much. Y'all are amazing. We appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts.
Wait, y'all gotta all go to Andy's Instagram and tweet them. I don't really tweet X, whatever it is, and all the other platforms, but y'all need to go and tell Andy that we 100% need a reunion show for this Next Gen NYC, because I want to hear why they all was in Riley face about what she said to Georgia. But they all said the same thing in the confessional. I want to know why they didn't show the clip sticking up for a sister. We need a Next Gen NYC reunion, and y'all gotta go to Andy's Instagram page and let him know. I just left a message on the random post of his to give us a Next Gen NYC reunion.
Period. So we get off, I'm gonna go over there and do the same thing. I'm gonna go
cool.
Because we need a reunion. We
Yes,
definitely need a reunion.
Yes.
They usually do reunion shows for the second season. That's what I've noticed too. I did kind of notice that too.
Royaire did say that, but you know what? This is
different. This is different. This was so good. They rated so well. I mean, the highest rated of any Bravo series that they've ever done. That's amazing. That is amazing.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. So we need this.
They gotta roll with that. They gotta roll with that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, any final thoughts and opinions?
No, besides I loved it. Loved it. That's all I got.
All righty. Well, I did too. This was great. Listen, we appreciate y'all again. Thank you so much for joining us these past 8 weeks. If you missed any episode, you feel free to go back to either one of our channels and watch the recap. Shout out to the rewatch crew. Y'all did an amazing job. Y'all are always amazing for coming through and supporting us. We appreciate you so much. We are going to take a little hiatus until we come back with our next show, so just continue to stay tuned to our channels. I am going to get back on recapping the Shanti and Nelly show, so just be on the lookout for that. I'll probably drop a video tomorrow because I got them recorded already, so I'll probably drop that video tomorrow, so just stay tuned for that. Make sure you join Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva every night around 8:30. It'll probably go back to 8 p.m. since we're taking a break, so make sure you stay tuned for that, for trending topics every night. Amazing show over there. Yeah, I think that's it. We finished recapping Real Housewives of Atlanta. Thank you. We finished recapping Real Housewives of Atlanta, so go back and check that out as well. The Braxtons should be releasing in October, I believe they said, so stay tuned with that. Diva, I did watch a few episodes of Carlos King's show. Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Oh, is it good?
It's interesting. This new couple with the baby daddy. It's an interesting situation. They was on there fighting the other night. So yeah, no.
What day does it come on?
Saturdays.
All right, we'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk. But I was like, ooh.
All right, we'll talk. Maybe we. Well, y'all let us know. Well, how about this? Let us know which shows you want Royaire and I to recap together.
Yes.
You can let us know.
We need to drop that on our post page. We need to drop that.
Okay, we'll drop that. We'll do it. We'll let the people know. That sounds good. All right.
Well, listen, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit the like button on both channels, Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva and Royaire's World. Make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned. Listen, I do a lot of shorts too, so stay tuned to my shorts. I dropped 2 shorts today. They're doing pretty good, so check those out. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all, and we'll catch y'all next time. Good night.
Yes. Sasuke, it doesn't have to be a reality show, but it needs to be a show that we can all kind of follow along and recap, and it's not like a whole bunch of characters. I noticed when I tried to do a recap on shows where it was too many characters, it's difficult, right? Like I've been watching that. Is it King's Court? Because Tyson Beckford, the model's on it now. It comes on right after. It was coming on right after one of the reality shows, like Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? And Tyson is work. But so are the other 2 guys that are, on that show. Gilded Age on HBO. Okay, let me check it out. I have HBO. So let me check it out and see. Yes, Diva, I was just getting ready to say that they added too many women. I'm lost. Yeah, it's too many women on there. It's too much. And you know what? Personally, and this is just me, I'm not into like these dating shows where one person is dating multiple people. It just grosses me out for whatever reason. I like to watch it, but I personally could never do nothing like that because I think it's too much. And then I think it's sad whether it is the man who's looking for somebody or a female who's looking for somebody. It's sad the way everybody's kind of like a crab in a barrel trying to get the attention of the one person. I really don't like those particular type of shows. So yeah, it's too many women. I want you to Google blue vein blacks. Okay, let me write that down. Blue vein blacks. Okay. All right. I'll Google it and see. Felicia Rashad is one of them. She's playing that part. Oh, okay. And Gilded Age. Okay, I'm gonna write those two down to see what we and Royaire can do. All right. But either way, y'all, thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. And good night. Bye, everybody. And remember, if you didn't hit that like button on the way in, hit it on the way out. Royaire and I appreciate it. See y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Upper Black. Oh, she's saying this.